When I was around 18, I didn't have much direction in life. I didn't know if I was going to continue my school or if I was going to go to work. I didn't even know how I was going to start a family or make friends. The order of those probably should have been switched around. But my point is, I was totally lost in life. Now, that completely changed once I found a self-help instructor on YouTube. And I just watched his videos endlessly. I just watched them day after day because they were hours long, and I would just watch them and hear about this world outside of my own. It's like I lived in a little ecosystem, but I've never been outside that ecosystem. And it was interesting because on the internet, I was allowed to see into another ecosystem, and I was able to see into his world. And he showed me all these brilliant things, these great scenes, this great scenery. He would show me all these cool tools. He would teach me about life. And I'd love this, and day after day I would grow more and more wise, and I would work harder and harder and harder, and I'd make greater changes in my life. And I loved this. But he'd always talk about purpose. And he'd always say purpose, and I never understood what that was. Is it like on purpose, like you do something with intention, and like purpose is your intention in life? Like how do you want to spend it? Is that what he means? Or is it just what you do on purpose, which is like, I do it because of my purpose, because I want to change the world, I try to help people, for example. Or because I want to be a great musician, I play my cello, you know? These things are things that I've never thought about until he brought them to me. And I said, wow, this is great. This is powerful. YouTube's a powerful medium to teach other people, right? And then I started learning from other teachers as well. And it's great how the internet can connect all of us, because it allows us to explore all these new different facets in life and explore all these different ways to make money or change your life or reinvent yourself, you know? And just to find these things shows you new strategies that you can implement. Nice. I'm in Berkeley right now, Berkeley, California. And I'm really just exploring a park right now and really enjoying it, really enjoying the weather, because it's great. You know, I think getting out in nature is so important because it really opens up your mind. It's like getting out of that little tiny ecosystem, which is like your house or your room, you know, wherever you sleep, that ecosystem, and getting out into a bigger one, getting out into nature. And it's like there are no borders here. And for so many acres, it's just trees, right? And it's like you don't have to live in that house anymore. It's like you can actually just like live as intended, you know? Walking the plains, walking nature, eating, drinking, exploring sunshine, enjoying sunshine, exploring, you know, adventuring. And that's really what I think is the purpose of life. It is to travel. It is to enjoy yourself. And that should be everybody's purpose, I think. You know, you can think whatever you want. A lot of people think that their purpose in life is to work and it's to create a great job, you know, or do the best at the job that they have, you know, and I can't say if that's good or bad, but I can only speak for myself, and I'd say my purpose is to travel. My purpose is to enjoy all the great things that life has to offer. And I think that more people could adopt that attitude. More people would enjoy that. I mean, just driving here, there was so much traffic, and I thought, wow, these people are in these little cars, and they're so unaware of all these other people in their own little cars, and everybody else has a little ecosystem as well. And they're not thinking about what other people are doing in their own cars. They're so caught up in their own car. And there's just like this friction when all these cars come together, and it's like, oh, and there are these accidents and there's fire, and it's, you know, it's just awful, you know, but it's because people aren't aware of their environment, what's going around their ecosystem, not what's in it, what's going around their ecosystem. And they don't explore other people's ecosystems. They're not looking at other people in their cars like, is this guy on his phone? Is he paying attention? You may be doing that. You may be overactively doing that too. Okay, it works both ways. You could be paying too much attention, or not enough attention to the outside world, outside your ecosystem. Okay, and when you're in an ecosystem for so long, it starts to solidify. It starts to become more concrete. And then when you look out, it's harder to see another ecosystem in the outside world. And then when you're on the internet and you're looking at all these other people's ecosystems, you go for the one that gives you the most sensationalization, because you don't have that sense of awe out in nature. You don't have that true sense of awe. That's why you try to find manufactured awe on the internet, okay? Or at the shopping mall, or at the new car dealership in town, you know? This is what's happening, and it's kind of sad that people's dreams and purposes aren't bigger and they're not realized. And I find that extremely, it's just a shame, you know, because they could have so much more fun. But it's only when you look outside of your ecosystem into another ecosystem that you can say, wow, you can either really appreciate your own, or you can say, wow, this new one, I'm gonna get there. I need that life. You know, sometimes when you look into another pasture, the grass is greener, but that's because they're using, you know, better natural fertilizer. You know, they're not using all these like weird pesticides that make the grass all plasticky, you know. It's not like that. It's not like manufactured. It's just a really great field that hasn't been tampered with. That's why it's so green, you know. And yeah, I want to know what you guys thought about this. What did you take away from it? I want to know what you thought about it in terms of a presentation. What could I have done better? Because I'm really here to be of service to you guys. I really want to give you guys the lessons that I've learned on my own purpose, on my own path in life, and really just bring a joy that I'm experiencing to you in your own life. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And that's something I'm discovering right now as well. You know, giving whatever I've learned in my own life to you gives me incredible value. And I can only hope that you guys take away from this and really try to glean from it as much as you can, because it can definitely change your life. Me watching my mentors way back on the internet really did change my life, and it really changed my panic attacks, you know, my anxieties, you know, my depression, you know, and just like all the symptoms of staying in that little bubble, that little ecosystem, can be erased by being on your purpose, on your path, and continuing to pursue that ideal life, that greener pasture. And that's what it's all about. This is Jake from the Inventor Mindset. I want to wish you guys the best.